Monday, August 20th, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, in this video, I want to take a look at possibly a historic typhoon. As we looked at this duo yesterday, and when we did, I was referencing the incredible height of this particular typhoon, which officially I don't even think it's a typhoon yet. Probably is by now, but this is Cimarron. And the pinks and purples you see on there are at the highest level measured or measurable. That thing is incredible. And at the time, this storm here, Solik, really didn't even have an organized eye wall. Now today, less than 24 hours later, it does. And it could be a historic one at that. Check this out. I want to show you something. See the longitude and latitude here on this globe here at, this is actually Himawari. Those are like 10 degrees. I want to show you one that is 1 degree. Okay, this represents 1 degree, like say from the 26 degree parallel. I think that's where we're at here. I want to try to put things into perspective just to show you how big this actually is. You could fit 2 entire cities the size of Houston in that eye wall. It's that big. This represents 1 degree. Yeah, let me get, there we go. Okay. 27 north and 26 north. So that's 1 degree. Look how big that eye wall is. It's actually a little bit bigger than 1 degree. I think the biggest eye wall ever measured, let me go find it real quick right here, was that of Hurricane Isabel back in 2005, I think. It's been a while, but it had an eye wall that was a staggering 50 miles wide, between 40 and 50 at its peak. This storm here, even though it's a typhoon, it's still a cyclone. It's nearly, well, it's actually over 70 miles wide. It's got to be a record. That's why we're looking at it. Historically, these things have an average eye wall of 20 to 40 miles wide. Sometimes smaller, sometimes a little bigger, like in the case of Hurricane Isabel. But this one here, as you can see, it's got one that's over 70 miles wide. That's incredible. Yesterday, it didn't even really have one. So this one's headed towards either southern Japan or southern Korea. And it will be a pretty good size rainmaker. I think some of the precipitation totals were in the 12 to 13 inch range. Just depends on how quickly it moves. This one here, Cimarron, is a completely different story. That's Hurricane Lane. We'll come back to that one in just a moment. This is Cimarron here. This thing here is reaching incredible heights. It is now officially a typhoon. It is an atmospheric river on steroids. This thing has got a lot of moisture in it. No kidding. So it's expected to make landfall somewhere in central Japan, I think by this weekend. This weekend we could see multiple typhoons and hurricanes making landfalls at around the same time. It's kind of unprecedented with regard to these cyclones. But back to here. This one is carrying a lot of moisture, forecasted to impact somewhere in south central Japan. You can see it here. Again, those pinks and purples are the highest measurable level. I mean, they'd have to adjust the scale just for that storm right there. Going back to Hurricane Lane, which is right here. It is going to come close, if not make a direct impact on the Hawaiian Islands. Don't know where exactly right now. I think they will all be affected in some way, some just more than others. But you can see there's a high pressure system here that's going to nudge this thing, or it's going to allow it to go up, make a right-hand turn. This right here is going to pull it up. Just depends on when. If it does it sooner, it will have more of a direct impact on the Big Island. If it's later, like it's showing here, which this again is subject to change, it will have more of an impact on the smaller islands. So we'll have to wait and see. But just prepare for one, guys, and prepare for a lot of moisture. That's the smoke. We'll talk about that later. But this one here, you can see this model's taking it right towards the Big Island and the island area of Maui, just to the east of Honolulu on Thursday, primarily Friday. But again, this is subject to change, but expect a lot of rain, almost like an atmospheric river type rain. I think I have it, yeah, here. You can see what I'm talking about. See all this rain that's associated with Lane? You're talking multiple inches on the Big Island, especially up in the elevations. That's not a good combination. Same scenario near Maui, especially on the northwest side. That's a big slope there. So if you have multiple inches of rain coming down those slopes towards the cities over there, you just need to be prepared. That's all. And hopefully all of this will change. But right now, that's the way it's looking, and it's kind of staying that way. So just a big heads up. But I wanted to share this typhoon that could be a record setter. And this thing here is not done growing. It's still got a ways to go before landfall. But in less than, well, maybe right at 24 hours, that eye wall has grown for whatever reasons exponentially. It is so big that you could put 2 cities the size of Houston, Texas in that eye wall. Unbelievable. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a super day and be safe out there.